Good afternoon, it's a pleasure to be with you. I'm running for Cincinnati City Council because I have some experience and a background and some common sense. I've been involved in the city for over 25 years. I was the Vice President of Marketing for downtown Cincinnati. For several years, I produced 3 holidays downtown. I was the Vice President of Tourism for the Greater Cincinnati Convention and Visitors Bureau for 6 years, and I initiated cultural tourism and the campaigns around that. I sit on the Executive Committee of the Oakland Chamber of Commerce, and I have ever since I moved into that neighborhood 10 years ago. I have done a great deal of work for Mr. Tarbill in the last 5 years, researching arts community, cultural districts, funding the arts, the economic impact of the arts, and urban living, and how that all gets together. And when Jim and I talked about who was going to carry the flag of cheerleading for the city and supporting the arts and being an advocate for our arts and culture, that's with his encouragement, that's when I decided to run. So I'm familiar with City Hall, I'm familiar with the city, I'm familiar with what I'm doing here. I am running because I share your vision for a clean and green and safe and inclusive, creative, profitable city. A city that is a destination by choice for people who want to live, work, meet, and play here. We feel the emergence of new energy and change in our city, and we need to address that and embrace that change with a new attitude and a different way of thinking, or we will find ourselves in the same cycle of doing the same things we have in the past. We need to practice creative commerce, return on investment, long-term thinking, inclusivity, and just some common sense, and it can make a great deal of difference. When I talk about the city, I like to talk about the profitable aspect of Cincinnati. Many leaders think they are being fiscally responsible when they cut costs. But I think you can cut costs only so far before you actually damage the infrastructure of the very entity you're trying to grow and save, whether that be your company, your home budget, or your city budget. So instead of cutting costs, let's look at how can we grow the bottom line so we have more funds to provide more services for more residents. 3 ways I want to share with you. One is broadening the tax base. The more people who live here, the more people who work here, the more people who are paying taxes, it comes to the bottom line. That's an easy one, we can all follow that. People are attracted to the city because of our arts and our culture and the incredible natural amenities that we have. The second topic is tourism. I love the tourists. They save their money all year, they come and spend it in about 3 or 4 days, and they do it with a smile. And it's basically unencumbered dollars. All they want is a little hospitality. We're good Midwesterners, we can give them that. Research shows cultural tourists stay longer and they spend more. The third way, that is an alternative way of bringing money into the city, is selling our expertise. This city is very good at a lot of things. For instance, the Cincinnati Water Works sells more filtered water to people living outside of the city than people living inside. They do billing and customer service for utilities and municipalities beyond the city. They have an expertise. Cincinnati Park Board, they take care of green spaces beyond Cincinnati parks. Their plan list includes private industry as well as the state of Ohio. They have an expertise. There are other departments that with a little bit of effort and encouragement could go from good to great and create an alternative revenue stream. So I'm here asking for your support and your vote because I am confident that my education and experience will help lead and foster the work that needs to be done as we move into what I call the 21st century renaissance of Cincinnati.